Hey everyone, we are back with Spags' New Angel Sol deck. Find ourselves up against Andromeda, and as you can imagine, this opening hand is terrible. It does have targeted marketing, so we can protect against Siphon, but I think we throw away anyway. Whoops, hovered over keep a little too long there. This hand is probably not that much better, considering we cannot res both pieces of ice. No, let's keep that. Data Raven into Data Ward should be perfect protection, I think. So they expose the Data Ward. The jig is up. And they're going to make a run on R&D. Would have preferred to see a Temujin or something like that down first. Data folding. Okay, so this is the power tap supplier build, I assume. Dyson memchip. What is happening? Preemptive action we do not need yet. We'll draw. We can celebrity gift here. So it gives us plenty of credits. We can stick the Sand Sign in here next turn. Can't put a Data Raven with it. Would like something for R&D, obviously. You don't want to be giving them too many free runs. And forged activation orders. This is not the deck I was expecting it to be. And they have the same old thing down as well, so are we playing an economy battle then? We have 3 data wards now. We've far too many of them. Gonna money up just to protect against a same old thing forged. We can res this. They'll probably not want to force us. We do have the money for it. They are playing the long game, so if they can keep us poor for a while, it does cause us some issues. It also means we might have to think twice about going for a Sand score ASAP. I would prefer not to lose the data ward, but I mean, we do have protection, or we do have something to back it up anyway. So if we draw Sand, or if we draw Astroscript, we have to go for it. Calling in favors. This is kind of an old school deck, so Drug Dealer is going to really help us. So let's draw one. Explodapalooza is not the one we wanted. And still leaving R&D nice and exposed. We do need to go fast, and I think this actually being resed really helps us. They can get in, go for an emergency shutdown or something, which would hurt, but for the moment we're well protected from Siphon. We hope. It'll cost them 3 if they really want to attack. What am I talking about? Yeah, if we want to attack or prevent Siphon, we do need something on top of this. But with this amount of connections or this amount of resources, they may not be playing it. And off-campus appears much later than they would like. Well, this indicates that they're going for Siphon. So we would need another piece of ice. Well, we'll put the Astro in at the very least. And then put the data ward where? Maybe just take a credit, throw away the Explodapalooza. If they take it, it's not so bad. There's the Temujin. So would have liked to block against that. If we want, we can put data ward there. It means they don't really benefit. Oh, New Angeles. That is not good for us. And we do not have a current, so... I'm still tempted. This will cost us 6. And they're unlikely to get tagged. So I think we just stick that there instead. And credit up. Data Raven becomes so much worse though. We can outstrip them for the trace, which means we can get Data Raven or Data Wars to kick in. That makes me sad. But no fall guy, which means we can get rid of that right now. So that's something at least, but not quite what we wanted. Career fair for another data folding. And a Beth. That's okay, we don't plan to have too much money from the looks of it. If we can next turn, as in if they don't put down another source, we go for the Beal score. And then we work on getting a food. So, no source on the board. We'll slam this in. Double advance leaves us with hedge fund money for next turn. Or we can res this, click up, and hedge fund as well. And we do have to power through because as soon as this gets, like it's already pretty good, there's a siphon. What? So they're going to take the tag. Okay. Yes, that makes sense. Take all our money. And this is where the unpleasantness begins then. So we need to try and get up to 7 credits and have this. Rachel Beckman. But they're still not putting in as much pressure as I would have thought. Wraparound. Wraparound's decent actually. Although we still can't actually use it. So maybe we just ship back in. Maybe not that exciting. Could throw away. Archive is good to keep. I think we actually just fire back these pieces. It does allow us to res Newfound. Still no current though. Logos. So they've loads of memory, and we're hoping that we're not going to be scoring any more agendas. We want to score one more and that's it. So hopefully they won't get their trigger. But then again, they've flown through their deck, so they probably don't need it. And they are coming for the Sansan, which we can't do much about. So, we do need this on HQ, really. just to make sure that they have to actually install something. And sorry, everything's gone off screen. Reverse asset spam. Coming for R&D. So we'll res this. That was kind of pointless. I only realised a moment too late that they have 3 link. So yeah, we're not going to boost this. And unfortunately, there is no current in play. Thankfully, no power taps to really punish us for that mistake. And Saker comes down. So that will get them past the wraparound. Data Raven. Probably not that much use to me at the moment. I think we pitch it. I think Archangel will be a better one for the moment. Would love to see targeted marketing come down. They are piled on for memory. So even Archangel might not be that good. But they've left themselves very, very poor here. We could score the Beal. They still don't have the source, and then we're just looking for 15 minutes. That might not be a bad idea. It does remove the global food play from us. But I think this is useful. So, they get a pile of credits for starting their turn. And here's the rebirth. So, Ian. So, even more money. Oh dear. So, Netrunner for ants it is. $14 credits. Calling Favors is a good card. And they know they can keep us off kind of anything at this stage. We are not in a great position. Archangel will only cost them 2, but it is better than Newshound, which currently does not end the run. So, clicking for credits feels bad. And this has become insurmountable. So, yep, we're going to lose all our credits. And now things become a little dicey is one word to say. Unless they don't run here and we do get a 15 minutes into hand. Oh well, can't have it all. And all the fall guys down as well, so New Angeles City Hall will just stay around forever. Toll booth is probably not going to do too much for us. And this could be our lives now. just clicking for credits, waiting to get into like Sure Gamble or hedge fund restructure range. Feels bad. And also another same old thing, just waiting to go. Turn wheel, another Temujin. And I think this is where things end for us. We didn't rush fast enough. And that is the life of the corp these days, it seems. And now they can just keep running back in. Picking up turn wheel tokens. Kind of surprised they didn't just keep going for R&D. Maybe they thought we might have drawn something, which is reasonable. It's a reasonable assumption to make. So, do we just burst up a ton of credits here? How many siphons have they used? They've used 2, so they probably have 1 more in hand. And 2 same old things on the board. But at the same time, we do need this toll booth somewhere. Where is toll booth good? It's probably better than both of these. But then again, they can absolutely cripple us here by paying 3, then paying to boost, and then bouncing back to hand. So that's not ideal either. So yeah, all feels pretty bad. I imagine we're going to get a siphon here as well. It puts us further off the restructure. Yeah. So 47 credits. They can just keep same old thing, siphon. Yeah. And then they can check in our R&D last turn as well, just to make sure we don't draw anything. And unfortunately, ice has become redundant, which is pretty much why those lateral decks, control the message, all that kind of thing became so prominent. Because at some point, ice becomes redundant, and yeah. So they didn't check, which is surprising. Now we need to find 15 minutes as fast as possible. Should probably have just installed Jackson anyway, and we'll draw 2. Still can't find it. Instead we find Keegan Lane, which is going to be no use to us. $51 credits. It feels pretty bad. I suppose we use him to shuffle in some economy. Let's go for the sweeps. Let's go hedge, and they're more likely to run R&D than archives, so let's chuck this in. At least we might be able to profit off it and hopefully not get siphoned as well. And of course they run archives then. Typical. So even with a current in play, this will do very, very little against them. Cost them 4 in total. And with 55 credits, when they're making so much, it doesn't really matter. Oh. Now the interface has gone really screwy, and we're gone very far away now. So they got a food. And they do score another agenda, but they can just use Fall Guys to protect New Angeles. And they can turning wheel us here for a ton of cards now as well, which I'm surprised they're not doing. Maybe they're just going to go for a massive dig on hand instead. Let's draw. Let's... Cyberdex does not much for us. Draw again. And... So archived. Tollbooth can probably... I don't think ice is going to do anything for us. I think now it's a case of draw aggressively and hope for the best. We'll keep the archived because we can get a sweeps out of it. There's Siphon. Isn't Netrunner fun? So yeah, we needed to draw the 15 minutes at some point between their attacks on R&D. And now there's not much we can really do. Surprised they're not just going for a deep dig here. Now they might do. Okay, let's... So they don't have the same old thing. Let's draw. Let's draw. Oh dear. And... take a credit. We haven't drawn any targeted marketings yet either, which is really frustrating. What to even get rid of? I think restructures. I don't think we're going to get enough. I think the Jacksons might be more important. And maybe we should be power drawing with them. Well, they're coming for hand, so they'll do a clear out here, and then you'd presume do a dig on R&D. So all the Jackson's going to die. We can archive for it, but it's pretty similar to just drawing at that stage. And if they get the 15 minutes, then we're really, really sad. Oh. Interesting. So, let's draw 15 minutes. We did draw 15 minutes. Let's take a credit and let's archived for sweeps. So that keeps 5 cards in hand. And it also means that if they do siphon us, we can bounce back pretty quick. And if they don't, we can actually score this out. But it does depend on us surviving an R&D dig. And 2 agendas will do it. So we kind of just have to hope for the best. Siphon. Yep. So this deck does not play Christian, unfortunately. But now we will get plenty of money. Hopefully they can't siphon us from this much. Now where is targeted marketing? That is our defense against siphon. And it is not showing up. So now we have to survive 5 clicks, which could be a challenge, especially when they're going to see most of the deck. And Beth as well gives them 6 clicks, so yeah. So presumably next turn they'll do the deep dig, see a load of cards, and that way they can liberate from... this is not what I was expecting. Why not do the deep dig? Or did they just want to crack 100 credits? There we go. So they will see 5 cards. Good chance of winning here. And probably no need to host anything on Film Critic either. Oh, they're going to host. Which actually gives us the chance here. As long as they don't hit one more. Oh wow. So, hosting the agenda lost them the game. Because we have managed to just about sneak out the 15 minutes. Oh, that was tough. That was pretty relentless. Count Siphon is quite the card. Oh boy, we zoom right in. So we managed to survive. That was a very, very tough game. This was the crucial error. I would have thought just, see every card at the very, very end. Sure, you're going to give us 5 credits, but we had 15 at that point. It's not going to make as much of a difference. You still have the Fall Guy to prevent the trash of New Angeles. So I think that was the fatal error. Looking at R&D then, there was one more Beal. 3 targeter marketings in our last... How many cards is that? 5, 9... Last 11 cards. Of course, you can just check that number there. So 3 targeter marketing in 11 cards. Would have loved to see that at any point in the game. Really could have saved us. But just about managed to hold out. Learned some lessons from previous games against Criminal, where I actually aggressively drew here. That got us 15 minutes. And just about got us home. Hope you all enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. And there will be a link to the deck in the description below.